Hey Harmonizers, welcome to Elon's first run at the Extreme Cowboy World Finals in the Mustang class. So this is us coming into the ring, and even though he had ridden in the ring earlier in the week, it wasn't set up like this before. So this is all brand new for him, seeing this, all these obstacles and everything like that. So I try to just walk into the ring nice and calmly to get ready to start at the start line there, and he feels pretty good coming in. I know he's a little nervous because he's doing his little nervous poo there. So I'm just trying to take my time before they tell me that he's ready to go. And then off we go at the canter, and I was feeling like, yeah, this is going to be a really good run. And then right away, he's nervous coming into our little turnaround here where we're supposed to canter a circle, which he's completely capable of cantering a circle that small. He's just not feeling super confident. And then as we're coming down here, he's like, nope, don't really want to go by the judges' towers, which are super tall. He found that really scary. So he's kind of running by that a little bit. So a little bit upset there. And that just kind of set him up to be not super confident heading in. So we come over here to the Moguls, and I decide I'm just going to kind of take my time with him a little bit. We didn't really have any pressure. This particular round was only determining the order of go for the next day. So there's no real incentive to go super fast or anything like that. I wanted to honor the competition and try our best and not go ridiculously slow. But ultimately, when he was scared and things like that, just kind of slowing down and giving him that extra time and trying not to rush him or anything like that. Here behind the bridge, it's hard to see, but we're doing a little back through. He had to back his butt into some gates going towards the bridge, which was a little intimidating, but he was able to figure that out and do that okay. And then here is the big bridge. So he's like, what is this? It's between pumpkins, it's big, it's tall, and he really didn't take more than a few seconds there before he was like, okay, I'll try for you. So I was so proud of him doing that big bridge and trying all of the obstacles really. And then this was set up right beside the big judges booth, going down between this big narrow squeeze, doing our turnaround here, and then having to go back through the narrow squeeze right with the judges up high beside him there, and then off into our little canter. And this particular obstacle here, this is called a Maypole, and we had been practicing this in the practice ring, and he can do this really, really well. He can canter by it to pick it up. He can canter the little circles, and he was just too stressed and nervous to give me his best there, or do what he normally can do. He was giving me his best, but he was a little too nervous, so he just had to slow down a little bit. This is his first time doing anything like this in an indoor ring and doing a big competition like this with the up high judges and everything like that. So totally different environment for him. And remember, he's only been under saddle for a few months and only just came out of the wild earlier this year. So this is a pretty tough task for him. Here we're doing our lead changes through a little barrel pattern, and he actually does give me all of the different canter leads. So I was really happy about that. Overall, he does everything for me, just has little hesitations here and there, and not as fast as we will be able to be in the future after we get a chance to just get a little bit more confident. And then here he was like, okay, we're going out, we're going for home. And I'm like, no, we have to turn around and do some jumps. So it takes me a little bit to get him turned around, and he's a bit nervous coming over here. He wasn't even looking at the jumps. I think he was actually looking at the cow print stop and go that we have to do afterwards. And after I kind of get him going, he ends up doing the jumps pretty nicely and getting around there. It just takes some consistency and some patience with him to just encourage him that he can do it without being really hard on him or anything like that. The pick up and carry, he does pretty nicely there. I pick it up. He doesn't care at all about the saddlebag. We get a nice little canter going around, comes back to the rail really nicely for me. He's not upset by that. And then we have to do this stop and go. So I think this is what he was spooking at before, but he actually came in pretty nicely and did our halt there. And then off we go. We're going to do a little flying lead change in the corner to swap our leads, which he does really well. When we come around the outside rail. So overall, I'm feeling pretty good about this run. It was only to determine the order of go for the next day. And there were only 9 of us in the class altogether. We come around here to our last obstacle, which is to just load into this little pen here. So we just get that open. I struggled a little bit to just get it open. It was a little bit finicky. And then lead him in here, which he actually was a little bit like, what am I supposed to do in here? It's just a small little pen. So I had to walk him all the way in. So that was Elon's little debut there. I was really proud of him. It was a really good run for a Mustang that had only been out of the holding pens and out of the wild for less than a year. So good job, little Elon.